This is a 2005 Doral 315 Intrigue, and this is rather intriguing because it's an no, never mind. Anyway, let's go and have a look on board. It's a nice looking boat, this one, has to be said. Very much the sports cruiser style, as you can see, and quite an open plan interior, which makes it feel very spacious. So we'll head on. Now, one of the things you'll notice is they've gone for quite narrow side decks, and in fact there is another way forward, which is up through the windscreen. I'll show you that when we go on board. But you can get around the outside as well, of course, if you want to. And then up here on the front, you can see you've got the foredeck here. These little turnbuckles, they are so you can put sunbathing cushions on there, and you've also got the hatch over the forward part of the accommodation, which we'll see in a moment. So let's head on back to the stern and step on board. It's quite nicely finished with things like these stainless steel cleats and this stainless steel bar on here. All looks pretty good. And even down here where you step on, you can see you've got the stainless steel tread plates here as well, which is nice. Big bathing platform, so you can put a tender on here. Now this has got the Doral thing that they do where this back seat slides. So at the moment this is slid right back, but what you can do is you can move this forward, and that gives you more space on the back here. So if you're using this for swimming and diving and putting your tender on and so forth, then of course that gives you a bit more space. A couple of things to show you out here actually. This is the boarding ladder. So that lives down underneath there. And there's also quite a useful boot, for want of a better expression, but there's a locker in here that you can put deck gear into, and then a small shallow locker underneath as well. That one there is designed to drop fenders into if you want to as well. Anyway, we'll head on through here. We've got the canopies on at the minute, but of course all of these come off if you want to. You can take the sides out and just leave the top up as a bimini top, so that's quite a nice feature. And then you'll see we've got this big seating area around a table. Now that infill cushion there and that infill cushion there, if you hop those two out, that's what allows you to slide this forward. So that's the amount of length that you lose in here and gain on the bathing platform. And then on the other side, there's a fridge, and then there's also this sort of bar area, and a really nice comfy seat up here. Great place to relax. And opposite that, of course, is the Helm. So that's over here. There's a lift bolster, so if you want to stand and drive, you can drop that up like that and lean against it. That's very useful. Helm here, of course, and the throttle controls, and then this is all the engine instrumentation across here, switch gear. You've got the compass up there as well, and then VHF radio and so forth. And then underneath here, there is the chart plotter. And then that one there is bow thruster control. This is the steps that I was mentioning. You can go up through here, and when the cover's undone, in fact you can just zip that bit up if you want to, you can go through there and out onto the foredeck. So that is the cockpit. A little bit of storage underneath here as well. Like so, there's ropes in there at the moment. And if we head on forward, this will take us down into the cabin. And this is what I mean about it being open plan. So rather than putting a separate forward cabin in, they've left this completely open all the way through, and it makes it feel really spacious for a 31-foot boat. That's quite remarkable. There are curtains, you can see them on either side, so you can curtain that area off. There's another sleeping area just behind me, which I'll show you in a second. But you can feel just how much space that gives you and that feeling of room in here. That's really good. Just on this side, on the starboard side as you come in, that is the switch panel, so that's all your circuit breakers for things like your outlets, your galley, your lights, all that kind of stuff. It's a DC circuit at the bottom there, and then the AC circuit above it. This one looks like it's got heating on it as well, so that's a nice feature. And then if we come into here, big seating area across here, looks like there's a table that will go in here as well. And then let's have a look in here. That's the stereo system in there. And it looks like there's a inverter system on this one as well by the look of it. I think that's what this is here. So fusion stereo there. There is storage dotted about the place like this. And then there's that bed at the front, which curtains off. That's really good. In fact, that's the table, of course, that goes out here if you wanted to. That's really good because, particularly if it's just a couple that's using the boat, you don't have the compromise of a separate cabin up there. It all feels nice and open. And, of course, you don't need the privacy quite so much, but if you do want it, of course, you can curtain it off anyway. There's steps up here into the bed. You've got more storage than over on this side, so there's a drawer there. And storage underneath for your plates and bits and pieces. And then here's the galley. Now this is all electric, so rather than the gas hob, it's the electric ceramic hob. You've also got the microwave up here. There's a sink, as you'd expect, and then the fridge is underneath. And more storage then along the top. Now there's another sleeping area I promised you, that's round over here. So if we head on back, again it's all open plan. There's a large locker in there. And if we come back here, again you can close this off because there's this little chap here, it's like a concertina door that comes across. But if it's a family, you probably just leave it all open. And what you've got then is you've got headroom as you come in, and then this drops back underneath this area of the cockpit. So you've got a little seat in here, and then you've got quite a big double bed that goes right across there. That's very good. So plenty of room. You've got 2 permanent double beds that you can leave made up, and a seating area, which is just a bit more than you get obviously with the smaller 25, 26 foot boats like I've got. The other thing you've got down here then is the heads. That's in here. And that's got the toilet in there. There is a shower in here as well. Ah yeah, there we go, pulls out of the taps, like so. And your sink, and then a bit more storage up and behind here. So that is that. That, I suspect, is access to the back of the Helm, because the Helm is right on the other side of there, so to get to wiring and that kind of stuff. But some quite nice finishes in this. I like the way they've done these steps. They look really good. And little areas like this, all the nice wood finish is good. Very nice. Let's go and find the engines. So back up these steps into the cockpit. Pop the old shoes back on. There we go. And to get into the engine then, what we need to do is we just need to drop these out, because actually that one there, to be precise, there we go, that just folds, then those drop down like that, pop it out the way, because this all hinges up and it requires that area to go into. So if we now hit the button at the helm, there we go, voila, as they say in Germany. I know, it's French. Okay, here we go. These are the engines. They are a pair of Mercury diesels. They're 4.2 litres each. They're 230 horsepower each. There's one there. And if I can unhook my lead for my microphone, I can drop this down and show you the other one. Obviously, you can step right down in onto that place there to actually get to them. They're going to give the boat, I'm going to guess, about 30 knots. This size boat with those size engines, you want to be in that sort of area. And then range, this sort of boat typically are normally looking at about 200, 250 miles, something like that, at planing speeds. They're pretty tidy though, don't they? Fire extinguishing systems in there as well. Very good. Big black engines. Ideal. Right, let's come out of there. That, I think, is a storage area, so you can put your table in there if you want to. This little fella up here, that would make sense. Good. I'm going to drop that one back down. Find the button. There we go. Voila. As I say in China. So that's a Doral 315 Intrigue. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. And I will say thanks to One Marine. They've got this one for sale. I'll put details to those guys in the description, and we will look forward to catching you on another one of these very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.